Hi, welcome to our next episode of TOTSCast. Today we are going to be going over our next show, Next to Normal. Today I have the director of Next to Normal, Miss Ellie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
So this normally how we do these is I just talk about the show, and we talk about the show. We talk
Perfect.
about the story. We talk about the theme or the lesson to be learned from the story, and then we
Right.
talk about the cast members a little bit.
Ah, perfect. My favorite topic.
So first things first, what is the story of Next to Normal?
Next to Normal is about a struggling family, a mother going through her battle with bipolar disorder, their daughter who's super smart, their dad who's a little off the rails sometimes, their son who is mischievous and fun, and then their daughter falling in love with a young boy, a young boy,
A young boy.
a young boy, and Diana's kind of what's it like her, I guess, battles with her doctors. I guess you could say battles for sure.
So I guess if anybody reads the synopsis, they would know that Diana battles with in the show it says battles with bipolar disorder.
Yes.
And the doctor also has a line somewhere in there about how it also can be that schizophrenia can also be misconstrued as bipolar as well. Do you think that what is the importance of Diana's battles, the battle with bipolar disorder, and what lesson can the audience members learn from that?
I think that really the audience needs to separate her hallucinogenic episodes from her bipolar in some kind of way, because she is bipolar. She has schizophrenic tendencies. She's not so bipolar 1, bipolar 2. She does have some kind of extra hallucination, which can come with mania, which can come with bipolar 1, which is really interesting because most bipolar people do go through some kind of hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
That's just from that's just from my research. Hey TOTSCast. Hey.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The girls are here.
No way. Babies.
The babies are here!
Perfect. But I think that a good takeaway, I think that there's a lot of like really bad stigma around bipolar disorder, just because it's the mood disorder. You're
Yes.
you're the crazy one. You're the crazy, like you can't control your emotions, which just is not true.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's a lot of negative stigma around that, and I think that this show lends itself very well to understanding, and our cast especially lends themselves very well to understanding the disorder rather than just I'm crazy, I'm gonna be manic now, which is really important to me as a director.
Do you hope that the show, in a way, will help those who may have bipolar disorder but are undiagnosed bipolar? Maybe look into seeing a doctor to maybe get diagnosed, or see if their problems that they may be having aren't they're crazy,
Right.
or psychopathic. They could actually have a medical condition that could help them.
I think that it's really important to always seek mental health help, especially if this show is like ringing something to you. I think that it absolutely could. I'm not going to diagnose people, but I absolutely think that so many shows that are about mental health do open the door to so many people for seeking help, for wanting that kind of help, and you have to want help to get it.
Yes.
And I think that I think that the show itself lends itself very well to being truthful and relatable in a way that most mentally ill in some capacity people can relate to. So really, I think that this show can cover more than just bipolar. Like, it shows Diana's depressive episodes. It shows anger outbursts through Dan, through the doctor, through like so many things. I think that there are so many things that you can feel and relate to. And if you feel like you're relating, maybe it's time to see someone, perhaps.
Personally, I think as someone who is in the show and as someone who has fallen in love with the show,
Mm-hmm.
I really have seen a lot of things that are like what you said in the show that I'm really like, oh wow, that is something that I do.
Right.
And I think mostly it's because as a father with Dan, there in each interpretation of Dan can be different. I
Right.
think mostly with the way that Wes and Dan, the way that he reacts is kind of a way that I react in certain ways,
Right.
and it's not healthy. And
No.
there and I just want to say this. I'm looking at you. Dan haters, I'm looking at you.
I'm also looking at
Do
you.
not hate on Dan.
I sympathize with Dan so hard.
He's
just like my dad.
He is someone who, and we've talked about this,
Mm-hmm.
with the him carrying the weight of everything that's happening with his family.
Yeah.
In some ways, that can be traumatizing.
Oh, it is. I think that they both go through some kind of, because Diana, she goes through her trauma in her own head. You know what I mean? Like her brain, because of her mental illness, her brain is her biggest enemy, which
Mm-hmm.
is the most unfortunate thing that can happen to a person. Maybe not the most unfortunate. But it's hard. It is really hard. A lot of people our age battle mental illness really hard. And that is, and middle-aged women, middle-aged men go through mental illness struggles really badly, and they aren't heard or seen. So I think that in tandem with it being Diana's story, it is Dan's story,
Mm-hmm.
because it does show Dan's mental illness. It does kind of show the the cracks behind the perfect painting, that he hid the cracks. He hid the cracks with the painting, as lots of fathers do. No shade.
No
No shade
shade.
to the fathers out there.
I Yeah, the Goodmans, I have it written down on here, but the importance of the Goodman story as a whole is very important.
Oh yeah.
You can learn a lot just from the four of the Goodmans, and then we have the two additional characters with the Doctor and Henry, or the two doctors. Doctor Fine, he's just
The worst.
the worst,
Just the worst.
and
Just the worst.
but I think Doctor Madden, in some shape or form, I think, at least in my mind, Dr. Madden became a therapist because of his own experiences.
Yeah, I think that Dr. Madden is a lot like Dan.
Yes.
And that's why he gets so frustrated with him.
Because he's like,
Because how can you not understand?
Yeah.
I wanted to help someone. Why don't you help in the same capacity that I'm helping? Which I think is an interesting. I think both of our casts play it so well. I think it's such an interesting dichotomy between the Doctor and Dan, because there's the helper,
Yes.
and then there's the helper. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's the two men that are really trying to uplift Diana in some
Mhm.
kind of way, in such different ways.
No, yeah, you understand. I completely understand. Yes.
No, I'm being bad in my brain.
No. Oh, okay. And then the way that Natalie affects Henry.
Oh yeah. I think that disclaimer. I have a Henry. I see my husband. I love him. As someone that goes through, mental illness battles,
Mhm.
It does take a toll in my experience, it takes a toll on my partner. It takes a toll on my fiance. It does wear people down.
Mhm.
And that is just the unfortunate truth. But everyone has their mental capacities. Everyone has their kind of boundaries in that regard. And it does tear at a person, but I think that Henry is so important because he chooses her.
Yes.
Knowing all of that. The only difference between Dan and Henry is Henry knew and he chose her. Dan didn't know and he chose her.
Mhm.
And I think that loving someone in spite of what their battles are and what their home life is, I think is beautiful. I think that is a beautiful relationship that they have, and they never break up. And then they don't break up. I know there's haters out there that say they break up. They do not. Do not say that. Do not say that to me ever again, because they're together forever. They're in love. don't. I can't think about them. I'm gonna get emotional.
Let's move on to the rehearsal process. So the show hasn't even started yet. We're still in rehearsals. Okay. But I like to do these. I would like to do these early enough. But the rehearsal process. I've been a part of the rehearsal process because I'm in the show.
Right.
But for those who are at home watching this, what has the rehearsal process been like? I mean, at least on my side, I haven't seen anything relatively that has made me go, man, this sucks. I've loved every second of it.
Perfect. Yes. Nice. Yeah, our rehearsal process, one thing about our team specifically is we're always the constant communication. We always are like, what do you guys think about this? If a schedule change happens. But the first 4 weeks of our rehearsal process were just music. It was just music because this show is a beast.
Heavy.
It's a beast to learn. It is a beast. And our music director Ian was wonderful and the perfect music director for this show. Love Ian. Shout out Ian. Our stage manager, rose to the occasion. I would do anything for them. Mm-hmm. They are absolutely learning this role and tackling it and doing it with such grace. And my assistant director Manny is just perfect. My brain cells. My team overall really, really strong. And I think that is really why this rehearsal process has been so smooth. Knock on wood for us. And then following the 4 weeks of music were 2 weeks of blocking. We did Act 1 one week, Act 2 the next week. And now we are in our week of intimacy, full runs, and we're starting tech this week. So, and then next week is just all tech, which is so stressful because oh my gosh, we're opening a show next week. That is so scary. But our rehearsal process has been really smooth so far. Every single person that I've met along the way has been so courteous and kind and so generous and helping, and we've been busting our little butts on every work day. We shout out Frankie Whitaker. Frankie, if you're watching this, you are everything to me. I would die. But we launched our setup, we painted it, we built stairs on the TOTS stage. Hey, if you're not coming for anything else, come for the stairs. Because that's just, Frankie is such a blessing because he worked with my vision. He worked with me and Manny's vision, which was really, really beautiful because because I asked and he said yes. I don't know, he just loves me, I guess.
What are you looking forward to the most about this show?
This is one of my favorite shows of all time. I wrote about it in my director's note. It's one of my most favorite shows of all time, and I think that giving it to a community like the one that we have is really important because there are a lot of people in the more South DFW area that are kind of uneducated about mental health. Just the demographic of this area are kind of not so current on their education about mental health, which I think is really important to do even into older ages, into middle ages, and even very young ages. I do not recommend this show for children though.
Don't come see the show.
Do not bring your
9-year-old.
Do not bring your kids. You can bring your 16-year-old maybe. Look it up. Definitely look it up. But I think that I'm just excited to I'm excited to give this cast to everyone because both of our casts are absolutely dynamite. I love them both and they're so different. Come see the show twice. See both casts.
That's the selling point. We have 2 casts, so we expect you to see both casts.
Yeah, if you don't see both, what are you doing? Just one night on the town? Maybe we should. Oh my god, we should
sell double tickets.
Yeah.
I do want to elaborate on what you just said though about how a lot of the people in the Parker County or just this area, like the Hood, Parker County, Palo Pinto area, the mental health is very, very misunderstood.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, with Weatherford becoming as big as it is, I feel like there is a more diverse population of people being like, oh yeah, this is mental health. This is what it, like, certain things stand for and what actually happens and everything like that. But like, we have a very, very big community of those that are either mental health deniers or mental health, like, just don't understand it because
Right.
they don't educate themselves on it. And I think the show, in a way, is perfect to really kind of understand how mental illness can affect those and
Right.
not just label them as lazy or as just not working hard enough or anything of the sorts. Or I guess that's lazy. But like, I really do think that this show, and as someone who is in it, could really do change the mindsets of how people view mental illness.
For sure. I think that it does show like even the most normal family, even the most like seemingly normal two kids, two parents family, like nothing on the outside wrong with them, you
Mm-hmm.
know, not a one parent household, which is in traditional terms wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um not more than one daughter, you know, it's one daughter, one son. It's very very traditional, very game of life. I think that it shows that even the most normal families can be affected by some kind of mental health crisis, some kind of tragedy. I think it really humanizes people that go through struggles like this, which is really important.
And lastly, we need to talk about our casts. And I know that I'm a part of the cast, but we're going to save me for later. Um,
Secretly off camera.
Secretly off camera, we're going to talk bad about me. um, so we have two casts. We have a principal cast and we have an understudy cast. The understudy cast is only running 3 shows out of the 9 shows, and then our principal cast is running 6 shows of the 9 shows. So let's talk about our principal cast real quick. We have Madison as our Diana.
I love
This woman,
Madison. I love Madison.
I the only word that comes to mind is breathless.
Yeah, she's always on it. She's over prepared. She's constantly on her game. She's so expressive. Her face is gorgeous, and she's taken this role on one of the hardest roles in musical theater,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. Has taken it on with such grace, and she has learned so much, and she asks so many questions to our mental health. You know, the person that is advising on this show with our mental health, kind of that aspect of things. So she's worked really well with that person, and it's yeah, she's just breathtaking.
She's phenomenal, and
Yeah.
I've told her this multiple times. I have, like, will sit, like, they're like, yeah, understudy cast, you can go home, and I'm like, I'm gonna sit here and watch, and every single time I'm just like,
They're so good.
oh my god. And it's not just Madison, it's the entire cast that make me
Yeah.
just like breathless. Like, it's, I guess, in a way it's effortless for them. They
They're
just fit
such
so
yeah.
well into the characters.
Yeah, they do.
We have our Dan, Javon.
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 I From the moment I heard Javon sing, I've been one of the songs. I just like crumbled. And it's been like that ever since. Every single time that he sings that song, I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know that the audiences are going to die when they hear him because he is an angel. I don't know. I can't really say much
I
else about Javon other than he's an angel and perfect.
I just I've loved, so the understudy Dan, he wasn't here for a couple of weeks. And
Love you, bro.
Javon had to step in for those couple of weeks. And I just, every single time I got to be on stage with him, I was loving every second of
I
it.
just love him.
He's so good. He's so nice. He's so friendly. And he just, like, I think his Dan is really the kind of Dan that I wanted to see,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm going to be honest, I've never listened to the OBC, because I've heard so many things about it, and I've only listened to the West End version of it. So I have that one interpretation of Dan.
Right.
But when I read the script the first time, Javon's Dan is what I saw.
Right.
At least in my mind.
Yeah. And it's so, his Dan is so, he's not playing the villain. Because a lot of men like to play Dan as a
As a villain.
and that's just not who he is.
No,
And I think that it's really beautiful the route that both of our Dans have taken with um with that character, because it is a hard role and it is mentally taxing, which is, one of the that's the reason that we gave the Undercity 3 shows. We gave them 3 shows because this show is mentally taxing.
Yes.
It is. I would have had 9 casts if I could have, because oh my lord, because I cannot imagine performing this show night after night.
Mm-hmm.
It is so sad.
I every single time I watched the cast, like in the second act, I mean, you've seen me. I would just be crying.
No, it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting.
I would just be crying, and I'm like, I completely understand that, because the show is hard, and it's not just because it's like 95% song and 5% dialogue.
Right.
Because the songs, like, even though they're beasts in themselves, the music is relatively easy.
Not true.
Not true. When you're in the show, it's relatively easy.
I'm telling you on you. I'm doing ASMR.
ASMR. Oh.
ASMR.
But just Javon is
just fantastic.
And then we have our Gabe, our principal Gabe. We have Mason. A goofball.
A ball of energy.
A ball of energy.
Love him so much.
May 11th.
May 11th for everyone watching. Yeah, I think that Mason, I just remember when Mason stepped into the room, I told myself, I said, if a Gabe makes me cry, that's my Gabe. If a Gabe makes me cry, that's my Gabe. If a Gabe makes me cry, that's my Gabe. And I remember both of our Gabes, they sang There's a World, and I was just crying like a baby. I was crying like a baby. I was like, oh my gosh. They are both so stunning. Mason has such put him in every rock role. Put him in Shakespeare. Put him in Roger.
Yeah.
Put him in Judas. Put him in Judas, please.
Oh, put him in Judas.
Put him in Judas, and put his brother in Jesus. I need that. I'm coming for you, Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm on your list.
Within the next 4 years,
Within the next 4 years,
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Be on the lookout, guys. I'm gonna pitch it for sure. No, I think that Mason is so talented, and I think that he has such an interesting interpretation of Gabe. He's mischievous. He
plays the mischievous
he's a
part.
Punk. He's a little punk.
Yeah, he plays the mischievous part so well, because like there's a couple of times in the beginning, his beginning lines with Diana, he just says something, and I can't help but laugh and smile because it's so silly.
He's a punk. He's a little punk.
And then also just like all of his songs, again, you said that you cried during There's a World when you first heard him sing that, but like I'm Alive, he does amazing.
It's dynamite.
It's
dynamite every time.
Aftershocks, and
I wish that I could take the audio from his voice and play it in my brain. Like there are things that now when I listen to Aftershocks, I just do a Masonism, if you will. It's so good. There are moments in Aftershocks where I'm like, why does anyone else sing it different? Because I'm like, it's so good. But I think that it lends really well to his interpretation. All of his music, both of the Gabes do such a good job acting through that music. Mm-hmm. They are phenomenal. I love my Gabe. I would die for Gabe Goodman.
And then we have the final family member. We have our Natalie, for our principal cast, Natalie, which is Mia.
I love Mia.
Mia has done multiple shows here at TOTS, and she actually was a part of a TOTScast that was uploaded a couple months ago in Glass Menagerie. But I've known Mia for years, and I love her. She's just so talented.
Mia is probably one of the most hardworking people I've met in my entire life. Constantly on the ball, constantly working, learning, trying to improve, just absolutely flooring me every time. I met Mia like a year and some change ago, mm-hmm. and we clicked. And Mia is one of the most intuitive actors I have ever met, which is so difficult to find. And the love that Mia puts onto the stage is just, it's just heartbreaking. I would die. I could die. I just could die. My heart's so full I could die.
You know what's funny is she's always been like that.
Which is crazy.
So my first show that I did with Mia was Frozen Junior in 2019.
Oh my god.
And even though they were in a ensemble role, you could just on stage, you could just tell. And it was so fun to do that show with her, even if I wasn't like close or as much of as a friend to her
Right.
as well. But she, like, every single show that I've seen her in, and I've seen her in a bunch of shows, whether it's at the college or when she was at FWAFA or even here at the theater, she does phenomenally. And I love that she was able to do this show, because I know this is a good show for her.
It absolutely is. I think any rock show, like, put Mia in there.
Yeah.
Put Mia in that show now. Right now. I think that she has done a crazy journey for this show. And I'm so glad that the audience is going to be able to get to see our Natalies, because our Natalies are so good.
Mm-hmm.
My heart burns. My heart burns for the Natalies. I love them both.
Gotta take some Tums.
Yeah. I was like, why?
Why?
Forgot
heartburn.
Forgot what I said 5 seconds ago.
And then we have our principal cast Henry, which is Mr. Luke.
Oh my god.
I have only met Luke within the last year.
I have too.
Literally, the first show that I saw him in was it was a Shakespeare show with Parker County Theater Company.
Was it Midsummer?
Midsummer, yes. And I was like,
I saw that show.
Who the heck is this dude? I don't know who he is. He's dating Mia? What? Why? And then I was like, oh, it's because he's good.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good
guy.
He's a good
actor. He's a great singer. Like, I just, like, when we were in the callback rooms for Henry, and he was doing his Henry stuff, I was like, damn, boy.
He is so ridiculously talented. He's a very smart actor. He is like constantly working, and there is not a day that you will not find both him and Mia up here painting the set, working on costumes, doing something. They are probably the most two committed people I have ever met in my life. They are always committed to the bit. And I would once again, I would die. But Luke is he's such a Henry. He's in real life, he's a Henry. And a lot of people say, like, you should never play a character that's just like you, which is stupid idea.
Well,
stupid idea.
I maybe do that a little bit too much.
Play characters that are like you?
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, because that's your cast type. But I think that Luke has just brought such an interesting second layer to Henry. And you guys as Henrys are so different. Yes. And I think it's so interesting to see, because there's only so many ways you can play. There's only so many ways you can play Henry.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. That's not true. Henry's my favorite character. I should preface by saying that Henry is my favorite character in the show. Because he's perfect. I don't know, he's the most caring, genuinely. And I think that Henry choosing Natalie despite everything is like just the epitome of love. I think that they're one of the best musical theater couples, and I think that Luke absolutely has so much love in his heart for this show, and obviously for Mia, and obviously for the story, and has so much to give, and just lays it all out there constantly. Always prepared, always learning, always very much like Mia, always learning, always taking note, always observing, always. Like, there's never a day that will go by without Luke being like, what can I do? What can I do? And Mia's the same way. Yeah. Love them. Would die.
I'm going to check my phone real quick. I want to make sure that I'm not going to have another... Oh, thank God. I'm sorry. Had this growing anxiety in the back of my head. I was like, oh my god, the recording is not going to be recording.
Could you imagine if we had to redo it? I'd be
It's like we're sitting over here glazing all these people.
Right, just glazing people.
And we're just talking to each other and it's not recording.
No, right.
I mean, we have the audio recording, but and then our final cast member of our principal cast is Mr. Jonathan. I just want to say to the camera, Jonathan was our swing doctor and then became our main cast doctor. And the man hasn't done a show since 2008. And he's killing it.
He's absolutely crushing it. Jonathan is so hardworking. Jonathan is constantly blowing me out of the water, setting the bar incredibly high. Every single time, I'm like, how's Jonathan going to top the last performance? He does. Like, every single time. And I'm, like, starting to get mad about it because I'm like, God, he has to flop one time. Like, he has to flop.
He can't keep going higher.
He can't keep winning. But Jonathan is he's hilarious. And he's hardworking. And he's smart. And he's very kind.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a wonderful addition to our cast. And I'm so beyond lucky that we get to work with him. He is, oh my gosh, I would do anything for Jonathan.
He's a bit of a goob.
He's a big,
like Mason. We have a lot of goobs in this cast, but
no boogers though.
No boogers. But he like every single time we post something in like band or whatever, he always has some funny remark to say.
He always got something.
He's always got something to say, and it just makes me laugh every single time.
He's silly. He is silly. Oh my gosh. I'm remembering first rehearsal. Throwback to the first rehearsal. I miss him. I love Jonathan. We just saw him today.
Moving on to our understudy cast. We don't have to talk about me because I'm the host, but and
Xander doesn't want to hear what I think. Glaze Xander podcast.
Xander podcast.
Sit here and glaze Xander. I'm like, yeah, he's all right.
Our Diana for our understudy cast is Miss Kelsey, and Miss Kelsey is a stay-at-home mom, and she's coming up in here and killing it,
dude. Every time,
day.
I think that Kelsey has such a. Kelsey's Diana is so trapped in this cage, and she's trying so hard to be good for everyone, and she can't. Her Diana just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's almost like exhausting for her. It's almost, and it is so, I would do anything for Kelsey. I think that Kelsey's Diana is so beautiful and so different from Madison's. I think that is like the biggest contrast we have between casts are our Dianas, and both of them are absolutely brilliant. Kelsey just breaks my heart every night. She is so caring and sweet and trying so hard to be the normal mom, to be the good mom, but she can't, and it's so heartbreaking.
Which is why you should come see the show twice.
Yeah, please come see the show twice. Please.
I love Kelsey, and I've gotten to sit down and talk with her, and just like outside of the show kind of talk about life and everything like that, and I just love spending time with her. And then also being able to like, and Henry and and Diana only interact like twice in the show.
Right, like twice.
And it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing with Henry and Dan. They only interact twice in the show.
And even then, like, I think that both of our casts, have built such complex relationships between characters that don't interact once. Like, you can see how Natalie feels about the doctor on her face. You can see how Dan feels about Henry. You can see how Henry feels about Gabe. You know what I mean? Like, you can see those things on both of our casts. And I think that is so important because the show is about connection. It is about being better for yourself. I think that is really, yeah. Oh.
Come see both shows.
Yes, please come see both shows.
Our understudy, Dan, is Mr. Brad. I've known Brad for years and years and years.
Really?
And I got to act across Brad not last year, 2 years ago.
I love Brad.
In Cabaret, and I just, even though I've known Brad for years, getting to be able to just act on the stage with him is always a joy.
Right.
And his Dan is so fun to watch, and he's such a good singer. And I just, every single time I've heard him sing just any of Dan's songs, I'm just like, sitting in bliss.
He has such a groundedness about his Dan that is so interesting, because so many people just play Dan as like, okay, I'm angry husband.
Yeah.
But Brad's Dan matches Kelsey's Diana so well, because he's genuinely trying to love her and help her. And I think that is so, so beautiful. I think that they have such an interesting relationship, and in such different ways in both casts. They really like highlight the relationship so well, that you can look back on Brad and Kelsey's Dan and Diana, and you can see them grow up together. Because you can see what it could have, like, what it was like, what it could have been like if things were different. What, like, you can see it happening, and then you're like snap back to the reality of like, oh man. Brad is just, if you need a hard worker, hire Brad Justice.
Yes.
If you need a hard worker, hire Brad Justice. Most hardworking, you're right, beautiful voice. Just absolutely stunning. on the Zoom, watching the rehearsals,
on the Zoom,
writing the blocking down. I would do anything for Brad. I am beyond happy that I'm finally getting to work with Brad in something, because he is just blowing me out of the water. I'm so proud of him.
He's just an awesome person.
He is. He's the best. We just saw him as well. He put the window up.
Next up, we have our understudy Gabe, Jack. And Jack, I love this kid.
He's just the sweetest.
And it's so funny because, like, I've seen pictures of Jack. I've seen like announcements of him being in shows, and I was like, oh, it's that kid. And then I get to meet him, and he's so kind, and we have the same like the same like hobbies that, or like music that we like, or like the other, like last night he went and saw the Dancing with the Stars live, and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to go see that. And it was,
Jack is so talented. His falsetto
is
perfect. I can't deal. He is the kindest, smartest, just all around beautiful person. Could be around Jack every day of the week and would never get tired, because he exudes such a light, and his Gabe is so tender.
His Gabe is so tender,
so sweet. He just loves his mom.
I think that with the way that I was, because whenever I was preparing for Gabe months in advance, that's his Gabe is the way that I wanted to play Gabe.
Right, the
tenderness, but also just like, because I feel like a Mason and Jack really do have two different
Gabes, and they match perfectly with their Dianas.
Yes,
they are so, because Madison is a bit rougher and Mason's
more
a bit
intense,
rougher, and Kelsey's a little sweeter,
yes.
And Jack's like, it's so, their dichotomy it's just so beautiful. I just love them both so much. I just love them. But Jack is just, he's just so sweet. And I think, like, he's just a little ball of sunshine.
Yes.
And I would do anything for Jack. Jack, if you see this, I would do anything for you.
Look at me. I love you, boy.
I love you, boy.
I love you, boy. And that's not a joke, and I genuinely, Jack, love you. You're so phenomenal. Like, I'm so glad that I get to do the thing on the stage with you, even if our characters don't interact at all. And
they interact for sure. They interact in some way, shape, or form. We'll let you come see the show. You'll find out. Come see the show. You'll see why they never talk. They just look at each other a little bit.
And then our final Goodman is our final Goodman family member, Miss Natalie, which is Miss JC playing Natalie.
She's
And
insane.
I'm gonna be honest, I never had heard of JC, never met JC, and when I found out that she was casted, I was like, "Oh, cool! This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be awesome." I don't know who this was. I didn't even realize that JC. I did the callback with JC until I saw her
Yeah.
picture, and I was like, "Oh, that's JC."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she blows me out of the water every single time we get
She
to act together. It's
The thing I love about JC is that JC can feel the energy that's on stage and plays so well off of it.
mm-hmm.
Like, because one day Kelsey's Diana will be more irritable, and that day her Natalie's a little more irritable. And I think it's so beautiful. I think that she takes the energy that's on stage and she just holds it in her hands and then she just gives it to the audience. And that is
Yes.
so beautiful. She's such a hard worker. She's queen of my life, piano player of my life. She is so I keep using the word intuitive. She is. It's true. She's intuitive. She's yeah.
She honestly really blows me away.
She's
Every
she's
single
perfect.
every
I
single
love
time,
her.
like we're on stage and my flaw with acting is something different happens every single night.
Right.
And
oh man.
and so
It's
like
on a TV show.
it's yeah, like and so like and she knows, like, even when we've only had a couple of rehearsals together doing the characters, she matches my energy. She matches what I like, the different change that I did, and it's like it just blows me away, the adaptability that she
Yeah.
has.
Both of our Natalies have the most beautiful mixes.
Oh,
Their mixes, their belt, I could cry. They're both just so they're both gut wrenching. I just love them.
and she's so fun to sing with.
I know, man. I love our cast. I'm gonna get upset. I love them.
And then I guess there's me.
Xander's alright, I guess.
Xander's alright, I guess.
Xander's really good.
I'm gonna be
Come
honest.
see Xander in the show.
Even it just as like the host of this, I like, and I've said this a couple of times to her and some other cast members. I still cannot believe that I'm in this position, that I'm actually playing this character and being a part of this show, and like it still hasn't. It's going to hit me opening night of understudy, of being like, oh my god, I'm actually doing this.
Right.
Like,
I have to do the role now.
I actually have to go on stage and
I auditioned for the role, and now I have to do it.
I have to do it. Oh god, I've had so much. This has been one of my favorite shows that I've ever done, and it's not just because of like it's a good show. Like I genuinely I've never had a show go this smoothly, and it feels so natural. And Henry as a character for me has been way too natural.
Right.
And but also I just love Henry.
He's perfect. Henry's the perfect character. I love Henry. And really, it's a really big compliment that I cast you as Henry. You know what I mean? Because Henry's my favorite. Henry's my favorite character. Luke, if you're watching this, bro, and you guys should be really honored.
And I think, like, and on my end, the only learning curve that I've really had with this character is the acting portion. And it's just because of me trying to figure out how I should do certain things and how I should play him.
Right.
And like, I feel like I've been doing an okay job. You'll probably say different than say that I'm doing a phenomenal job, but as the person playing the character,
right,
I feel like I'm doing, at least on my level, I'm doing an okay job.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with the decisions I'm making. I'm happy with the way that I'm playing him, and I'm enjoying him a lot.
He's a really fun character. I think that you also you and Luke's are so different, and that's like the epitome of this show. Like, if you see both casts, you'll get two different shows, because it's so. Luke's is a little more nonchalant, and yours is kind of more like happy puppy. You know what I mean? And that's really
golden retriever,
right? It's really charming. You have a charm about your Henry, which is like, Henry's supposed to be a loser, But I'm like, I don't mind it actually. I'm like, actually, I don't mind it because Natalie's kind of a loser. No offense, Natalie's.
No offense, Natalie.
No offense, Natalie's. But I think it's like, I think, I think that both both couples have their own like little niches that they're like perfect for each other in that regard. And I think that they just really are exemplified throughout the show. I love Henry. I would die. I could die. I could die from Henry. Yeah.
And so our final character is the doctor for the understudy casts, which is Mr. Cameron. I've also known Cameron for a couple of years, not as well as Brad, but Cameron's doctor. The words that I'm trying to say are, he's like, he's perfect as his doctor.
Yes.
And I think he came into this role very late.
Like 3 weeks into rehearsal.
3 weeks into rehearsal. So he's had less time than us, and he's adapted so well.
He has. And his doctor, what I love about his doctor is he's so kind of like elusive. He's like kind of mysterious. But I think that he's also just absolutely nailing the role. And I think that his doctor, like they play so well off of each other. Yes. Both casts play so well off of each other. Cameron's doctor is perfect for Kelsey's Diana because that's the doctor that Kelsey's Diana wouldn't need. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And Jonathan is the doctor that Madison's Diana would need, and that is so beautiful.
It's the same. I'm going to use this word, and it's probably wrong, but it's the same dichotomy of like, Madison is intense, and so it would make sense that Jonathan is also intense as the doctor, and with Kelsey being more reserved, that Cameron would be more reserved as the doctor. And it really, really does show in the songs that the doctor and Diana are in together.
Yeah.
And it comes across really, really well.
They have a really sweet relationship. I think in the understudy cast, you'll find a relationship between the doctor and Diana that you won't see in most productions, because I think that there's a genuine, in both casts, there's a genuine care there, but there's more of like a tender care, like you would like a puppy with its leg broken. Like that is kind of like the care that Cameron's doctor gives to Kelsey's Diana, which is so beautiful, because sometimes that is just what people with bipolar need.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just need to be held. I'm not saying this as someone that doesn't know. I talked to our bipolar consultant.
But yeah, that's our casts.
Our casts are awesome. I love them so much.
I
could die.
We're nearing the end here, and I just want to say that really do come see both shows. I personally, and I'm going to make my wife see both shows. Like, it's important to see both shows, because not only are you supporting TOTS and supporting community theater, but you're going to get a fresh perspective of each production, and you're going to get something new with each show that you go see. And that's not as like as an advertising tactic. I mean, I genuinely, like, as we were talking, literally both casts are so different. You need to see both shows, because you will get to understand and see how each of the characters work together in so many different facets. And I think it's important, especially with this show, to have those two casts, to have those two different visions with for this show, because this show can be interpreted in so many ways. And I mean, even when I was researching and getting into the show back in October, I had so many different ways that each of the characters could be played that I had written down. And I was like, this show, it's like, and it could be the same way with all different shows, with different shows. But like, this show is so special in the fact that there's so many different ways that you can interpret it. But I think the way that our casts interpret the show is just special in its own way.
It is. I love both of our casts. I think that I think that they also show such different lenses on the mental health issues that Diana has. Um, I think that there's a specific lens in which both casts see through, and I think that they're both so different and so beautiful
Mm-hmm.
because one family can highlight loving each other no matter what. The other family will highlight doing what's best for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that can change per night, and it does change because you see people in either cast kind of taking and giving in other places. Like one night there'll be a really special moment with Dan and Diana. The next night it'll be Dan and Natalie. And really it's that give and take that both casts have that's really special. And our cast does have something really special.
That being said, the shows open April 24th and close on May 10th, which is Mother's Day. So if you have a mother
Bring her.
and you want them to cry,
Bring
bring her. I mean it. Bring her. Um, Understudy Cast runs the show on April 26th, which is the first Sunday, May 1st, which is the second Friday, and then May 9th, which is the third Saturday.
the second third
The
Saturday.
second third Saturday. Um, and tickets are only $20. Friday and Saturday show starts at 7:30, and on Sundays the show starts at 2. I genuinely do urge y'all, please do come see both shows because the show is a blast. The music is amazing. Both casts are amazing, and us with just talking about the cast in general. I mean, we've probably been sitting here talking about the cast, both casts entirely for like 20 minutes.
Truth.
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 Please do come see both shows. And Theater Off the Square, we're located at 114 North Denton Street in Weatherford, Texas, zip code 76086. And I really do want y'all to be here, so please come see our show. And until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a very long episode, but also Tabletop was very long as well. But thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye.